Hello and welcome. This is a reading for our sun sign in Pisces. You may also feel this if your rising or your moon is in Pisces, and this is an astrological quick forecast for the year 2025. It's a quick overview. We will go into more depth as each month comes along. Alrighty, so we start the year already with Pluto in this sign of Aquarius. As we know, it took a while for Pluto to fully get into Aquarius. It was dancing back and forth between Capricorn and Aquarius for most of last year, 2024. As we enter 2025, that big mover, big planet, Pluto, has already fully entered your 12th house. So in other words, from about 2008 until November of 24, you had Pluto in your 11th house, which was, because Pluto's a generational planet, it takes a while to change signs, about 20 years a sign. So what was in your 11th house for you, Pisces? 11th house rules higher mind. You might have gotten in touch with, more metaphysical parts of yourself and things like that. And it was in a sextile to your sun, which is, quite easy flowing positive. No worries. Pluto now has entered into your 12th house. 12th house frequently rules completion. I've found people with Pluto in 12th house, they sometimes enter into relationships with people who really they just had some type of past life karma with, that they are completing something important, but it's not necessarily something new, because 12th house truly is the final house before you start a whole new cycle. So it could also be a much of a reaping of harvest in terms of a positive, things that maybe you had accomplished over many lifetimes and became quite skilled at. And so now you just float along in that expertise in the 12th house, and you may have learned a lot in your 11th house prior to this. So if let's say you were in school or something like that prior, maybe now, you have that degree or you have that mastery that can really, and you can just reap the rewards of the work that you've done prior. That is also the reading for the 12th house. All right, moving right along. Mars is retrograde from December 24 till February 23rd, 2025. Mars retrograde tends to make us all feel a little bit sluggish. It's not just a hangover from the new year. It's just Mars retrograde makes us review maybe projects that or places we've been putting our energy that haven't really been panning out. And we really have to, call it what it is and say, let's let this go. Because when Mars finally goes direct at the end of February 23rd, 2025, you should be launching in a streamlined way that which your energies will really produce good results. So this is a good time to go through and let go of things, projects that, hey, this is just not going to work, and then be able to more strongly have more focused energy moving forward in February. And this is also a time to review right now in the beginning of the year, like, I hate to say it, but like old grievances, disputes, things you haven't been able to agree on with friends, family, coworkers, whatever, cousins. Resolve those now, because if you don't resolve them, then in April, when Pluto opposes Mars, you could really, have a bit of a blowout, argument type thing. That's a power struggle, confrontational type of opposition. If you work out what's bothering you now, when April comes, then it's just going to be more of a transformative in terms of your projects in a positive way. Remember, astrology is just like the GPS of the stars. It's just there to kind of tell you what's coming down, the energy that's coming, and then it's up to you to channel it and to focus it for the positive, because I totally and completely believe in free will. We are co-creators, okay? So nothing is really predestined. It's you are utilizing this information to be able to make the most of the energy coming your way. All right, January 11th, the North Node changes signs. So this year, 2025, we have so many major planets changing signs. It's really quite a transitional year. Very interesting. It's really a time to break out of a rut. Everyone can break out of a rut this year. So with that much change, it's just a change and resetting that can be super positive. It's just the North Node is entering your first house. Ooh, that's exciting. North Node is entering your first house, Pisces, because it's entering Pisces. So your direction in life, you are starting to see a new direction, new beginnings there with the North Node. That's kind of fun and exciting. And then, so the North Node will conjoin your sun, so your own sun will be illuminated by a certain direction that you will get. May start as soon as January 11th, but certainly for this year, you'll be feeling that energy, that new direction. South Node is in your 7th house, which is partnerships. So there may be some letting go there, or you may also enter into a partnership with somebody from a past life. So South Node rules things you're letting go of, but it also rules past life as well. So that's interesting. March 3rd, Neptune enters Aries. So we have the very dreamlike Neptune entering a very assertive sign of Aries. And that for you is in your 2nd house. Ooh, very cool for you, because 2nd house rules personal money, also rules what we value personally and how you value yourself, because remember, pay and wages are very tied to self-worth. And so I think that if you can visualize, and this is followed, by the way, with Saturn entering the same sign of Aries May 24th. So now you have Neptune and Saturn. You got the dreamer and you got the structurer in your 2nd house of personal money, and they will be there for quite some time. So you're entering in a good time that you could visualize, concrete calendar out your dreams to become goals, to become successful. You could make a lot of personal money during this time for quite a number of years. But be sure to also include not just your financial goals, but also your personal goals. Maybe going fishing on the weekend is really important to you. Just make sure when you kind of dream and list out and vision board, that it's not just about the dollars, but what is personally valuable to you that makes you happy. Is it, having a committed relationship? Is it having a family? Is it, what do you really value that equals success for you? Because you have the ability to do it with this Neptune and Saturn. You've got the dreamer and the structure in your house of personal values, personal money. And self-worth. Make sure your own self-talk to yourself is very positive. Listen to tapes. I'm good enough. I'm kind. I'm successful. All that. There's just so many wonderful, like even YouTube videos you can use for dreaming, for conscious meditation, for alpha. I like to use the alpha and beta waves for visualization, and then the delta waves for sleeping. And this is actually a time to really create in the middle of the night while you're half asleep. Really, really interesting time. All right, June 9th, Jupiter enters the sign of Cancer, which for you is your 5th house. Ooh, lots of fun. 5th house rules children and playtime and your inner child. Again, you want to focus on what is your inner joy there, because you don't want to ignore your inner child of what... maybe you always want to go on a Ferris wheel when you're a kid and never got to. By golly, go get a ticket and get on that Ferris wheel. You know what I mean? Just do something that makes you feel fun and young. We're all young at heart. So first half of the year, you have Jupiter in Gemini, which is the 4th house. So that is house of the home. So you might have been expanding your home, or hopefully not spending too much, because Jupiter can overspend. But now Jupiter will be, and so first half of the year is Jupiter in Gemini, which is 4th house. Yes, so please be careful not to overspend with Jupiter there in your 4th house. And then second half of the year, Jupiter goes into Gemini, and it'll be there for a while. And that is your 5th house, which is playtime. And Jupiter's in the sign of Cancer, so that also is a lot of home stuff going on there. Interesting. All right, July 7th, Uranus enters the sign of Gemini, which is your 4th house. So you also may be having some sudden change there with regards to Uranus rules sudden change, but it also rules technology, electronics, electricity. Who knows, maybe you're adding solar panels to your house, because that's the 4th house for you. First half of the year, Uranus is in Taurus, which is 3rd house, brothers and sisters. So there might be some sudden change with regards to how you communicate with your brothers and sisters. And then Uranus enters Gemini in your 4th house, which is the home. So you might be doing some, hopefully not sudden repairs, but yeah, if there is anything that you need to prepare for, like for a storm or something, I definitely would pay attention to it. Don't delay that, because Uranus could also rule like lightning and stuff.